Features of auto loan. Auto loan will be given for all types of vehicles. Only requirement is it should be for personal use, so it can be common vehicles, luxury vehicles, it can also be multi-utility vehicles. Even second-hand vehicles, let's say the loan against existing cars, all those will be considered. And even if a loan is outstanding in one bank, then it can be taken over and transferred to another bank. That is also covered in auto loans. If you look at the security for auto loans, it's basically the vehicle that is purchased and that have to be hypothecated. So here, whatever the charge that is created by way of hypothecation, that got to be registered with RTO. And if you look at the loan range, generally it will be like between 60 to 90%. Normally it will be in the range of 70 to 80% of invoice value, and in some cases it will go even up to 100%. Let's say for example that loan is secured against fixed deposit equivalent to loan amount. Okay, then it's going to be even 100%. But if the quick processing or easy processing should happen, then it should be in the range up to 60%. Having said that, the margin for auto loans, let's say if it is a new car, then the minimum margin will be like 10%. So maximum loan can be 90% and it will increase according to the size. Okay. So that's the case of a new car where the risk is less. That's why the margin is starting from 10%. Whereas in case of second-hand cars, higher margin will be stipulated. It can start from 25%. It means the maximum loan can be like 75% of the invoice value. And if you look at the quantum, see generally the eligibility, the loan eligibility amount, quantum will be arrived by considering the annual salary of the borrower. Let's say the borrower is an individual and borrower is a salaried person. Then whatever his annual salary, it's 3 times maximum can be the, or it's 3 times multiple can be the maximum loan amount. That's for salaried individuals. And let's say non-salaried cases, say for example self-employed professionals or self-employed people, then in those cases it can go up to 6 times of their annual income. And what I said here is not applicable for all banks. Bank to bank this will vary based on the risk appetite. Okay, so for self-employed it can go up to 6 times of annual income. And if you look at the disbursement part, disbursement will not be made to the borrower, rather it will be directly made to the seller or the company or the dealer or owner, but it will not be made to the borrower. Then with regard to repayment, for this auto loans there will be no moratorium. It means if a loan is given this month, then repayment will commence in the following month. And generally it will be structured in EMI model, equated monthly installment, where PDCs will be collected, or it can also be by direct debit if the borrower is maintaining bank account with that lender bank. Or it can also be through NACH debit authorization. This have to be given in favor of the lender bank for a debit to the customer's account with another bank. And in auto loans, generally prepayment will be discouraged. How they will discourage? By levying prepayment charges. Of course, there are banks which do not levy any prepayment penalty at all, and some banks will not levy any prepayment penalty up to 12 months or up to 24 months. I mean, if the prepayment is happening after 12 months or after 24 months, there may not be any penalty, but before that there will be penalty. And there are quite a few banks, they will charge prepayment penalty at whatever be the time you prepay. And with regard to the tenure of these loans, generally it will be like 1 to 5 years, and in case of high value vehicles and all, it can go even up to 7 years. The next aspect is with regard to interest. If you look at the interest rate, it can be fixed or floating. These interest rates will vary on the basis of discounts that are offered by the manufacturers, dealers, and here banks will be having tie-up with manufacturers and authorized dealers, and this will actually help the customers to negotiate better discounts with the bank, and all those aspects will be factored in the interest rate charged by the bank as well. And these interests will be charged every month end. Okay, and this will be factored in EMI. Next, with regard to co-applicant and personal guarantee, see, if the spouse or close relative is residing at the same place, then they can be or they are accepted as co-applicant. And with regard to personal guarantee, it is preferred but it is not compulsory. And to whom and all banks will be interested to give this auto loan, that is preferred borrowers. They'll be interested on their existing customers, credit card holders who have satisfactory past track record, then corporate salary account holders. So these are all the people who are going to get preferential treatment, let's say for higher loan amount limit, even longer repayment schedule, lower interest rate, reduced service charges, faster approval. It's because their track is known to the bank. The risk or perceived risk is very less. That's why they get this preferential treatment. And if you take the case of NRIs, they're also extended auto loan for use of vehicles by their relatives in India, provided there is suitable domestic security.